Hi guys, welcome to my channel. As part of learning JavaScript, we are learning about scopes. So in the previous videos, we have discussed about scope, global scope and module scope. So in this video, we will discuss about block scope and function scope. After that, we'll discuss about lexical scope. Okay, let's jump into the code. In this, I will write one statement called if, and I will give the true condition. Inside of that, I will create one variable called block variable. Okay, then I will assign a string called block scope. Okay, then I will print that console.log. Inside I will call that block. Okay, what will happen? We know that it will print the block, right, as a string. See, it is printing. Okay, child.js line number 7 block scope, it is printing. If we try to access block variable outside of that if statement, what will happen? It will throw a reference error. So it is throwing a reference error. Why it is throwing that? We already discussed that in previous videos, right? So if you don't know, please go through those videos. I will make it available on this video. Okay, please see the description or I button on my video. Okay, let's come to this point. See, this block variable is not available after the if condition, right? The point is not available after the if condition, right? So the availability of the variable is called scope, you know, right? So this if condition is a if statement is a one block, right? So in this block we have created one variable, right? So this variable will act as a block variable now. So this block variable has a block scope only, right? I hope you guys understand. So because this block variable is not available after this if statement, it is destroying after the if statement. So this block variable has a block scope only. So let's jump into the function scope. I will create one function called data. Okay, in that I will create one let variable. So in that I will create one data function variable. For that uh, I will assign one string called function scope. Okay. So in that I will copy this if condition and I will paste here. In the if statement I will print that sorry console.log. I will print that data function. Okay, what will happen? We know that it will print that function, data function, right? See, it is not printing, it is not executing. Why? Do you observe why it is not printing? Do you observe the reason? line number line number 16 is not printing, right? Child.js line number 16 is not printing. Why? Means we have created or declared one function called data, but we didn't call that. That is the reason. Okay, that's how we have to debug that. We have to understand the code, why it is not working or how it is working. Okay, now it will work. We'll see the line number 16. Line number 16, it is printing function scope as a string. Okay, so that means it is working. If we try to print that data function outside of this data function, what will happen? It won't print. It will throw you a reference error, right? It is throwing a reference error, line number 19. Why? Because the reason also we have discussed in the earlier video, previous video. So see that. So let's come to the point here. See, here in this function we have declared a variable called function data function. That data function will be available in this function called data function only. Up from line number 11 to line number 18 it will be available. After that line number 18 it won't be available, right? So the availability of the variable we called as scope. So the availability of this data function variable is inside of this data function, right? So then we will call this data function variable as function scope variable, because this variable has the scope only for this function only, I hope you guys understood about function scope and block scope. Also difference between the block scope and function scope. See, a block can be inside of the function, but we can access that function scope inside of the um, block scope, but we can't access a block scope outside of that if condition or block. Okay, these things you have to remember. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.